podcast on IntellectualRadio.com.
Yeah, baby.
What's up? What's up? It's your girl, Lady Z, the hottest goddess, with the Love Movement Podcast and IntellectualRadio.com. And beside me are my beautiful co-hosts, the money mind and Miss Toya Capri, and also CB Chris Brown, aka the Musty Man, with his thinking. And we will later introduce our special guest for today. We got Sean Wade in the building, and we also have LaTanya Williams Jenkins in the building. So we will explain to you guys who these beautiful women are. In the meantime, we got to give a big shout out to our sponsors. We got to pay these bills, keep us rolling. First and foremost, we got Tasteful, located in Westchester, 1929 South Manheim. I did go on their website. I saw that they had happy hour throughout the week from 3 to 7. So if you ever want to stop in, grab you a cocktail and eat something good.
Night too, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know which night, so I didn't want to get the blood.
Every night dining in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
All right.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where they get these wings from.
got
These
the
wings
full-
high.
The
my
eggs
dollar
bad,
wings.
but
You
the
gotta be
chicken
there.
is good.
Yeah.
That's what I can't understand. The eggs is terrible, but the chicken is good.
Right.
We'll figure that out later.
So we're going to keep it in the neighborhood. If you drive up the street, make sure you stop by Stacy's Cafe, 845 Manhattan in Bellwood. That's one of Chris's favorite spots.
Yeah.
He keeps them in business too.
Yeah. It's
You
my
go a little
job.
further down,
That's
you can
my
make it to the
job.
View.
Yeah.
1701 Roosevelt Road in Broadview. They do have special days, special nights, cocktail hour, in which I did stop in prior to coming here. Yeah.
Without me?
No,
What?
not stop.
The-
Listen, I was thinking about you. I paid for a happy hour fee.
Whoop,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Okay,
I'm acting
but
like I ain't think about you.
Is the mayor of
Yes,
Maywood having
and
a party
that's-
there tonight? Yeah. They
You
have
going? Hey, I'm gonna give you time to talk.
She got this.
You know my nerve already. We ain't even started yet. That's what I was going to say. Mayor Nathaniel Booker is celebrating his birthday at the View as of right now. I think it's going to be happening until 7. It's supposed to happen until 7 or 8, but you already know how our mayor gets down. So he might be there till 10, 11 o'clock. So we got the Viola Shy, located 1516 Roosevelt Road in Broadview. And also the Blue Note, another one of CB's favorite spots.
Well, we shoot pool in there.
Yes.
And matter of fact,
I was going to
Rusty
say.
just won the 9-ball
Again?
tournament. I didn't have the second one.
Okay.
He won it, so we having another one November the 2nd, 4th, and the 5th.
Okay.
That's a Sunday, a Tuesday, and a Wednesday. And on the championship day, that Wednesday, we're gonna have free food and stuff like that.
And
So
tell them how they can register to get into the.
they can have to go to the Blue Note and see Jessica.
Okay.
Jessica is handling all of the money. We're gonna have cash prizes. It's gonna be nice.
And how long do they have to register prior to the event? Can they register on the same day? or-
Yeah, no, not on the same day.
Okay.
1 week before the event, because I gotta tally up everything and make sure it's all good.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I hear it.
Thank you.
Last but not least, we got the Avenue. We have our
Yeah,
mystery sponsor.
That's a mystery sponsor,
Yes.
but they pay good. So
I just never understood. We
I'm
are
sorry.
promoting somebody, and I don't know where they at, what they
that's the
doing.
mystery
I just
sponsor,
got to say the Avenue.
and they
Yeah.
pay good.
Okay.
So
That's it, that's all.
Let's keep it right there.
Yes.
Go Cubs. I hope the Cubs won.
Special thanks to our last week guests, Michael and Tori Gilmer. They are owner operator of Yours Bistro Cafe, located 1115 South Fifth Avenue in Maywood. They do a lot of football nights. They have very good breakfast, nice cocktails. Toya and we took a tour last week.
Mhm.
Awesome, very sexy vibe. I like it. So make sure y'all go by and support.
And they talked about their dream.
Yes.
You know how
Oh, yeah.
how it came about. So it's very good. And I was kind of wow. I didn't know y'all had the candy store, the old Tina Hud, and you know
Mhm.
I'm not knowing this. So, but blessings to them.
Yes, congratulations to them both. Let's get into these hot topics. One being the Bears for their win finally.
Yeah.
Well,
Go
yeah.
Bears. Second
it's
win.
Well, they
time for
kind of
us
on the
to get a
road. This is
break.
their second win
Second
too.
win.
And don't we get this the fourth game, right?
Yes.
So it's our turn.
Okay. Now
Our turn.
I might get a little bit more into football this time around if they keep it
On
up.
this winning streak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you watching this?
I'm
boy
one of them kind of fans.
paint his fingernails.
Give me something to watch.
You've been watching fashion. He paint his fingernails blue and orange.
A lot of them doing that now. I don't understand that thing. I think even Dwayne Wade got his own nail polish line or
He's
something.
been eccentric for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think we need to mention the fact that the love movement has been recognized by one of the greatest education
Media
organizations.
supporter. Media
Yes,
supporter.
I mean, we've been doing this since 2022,
Wow.
and our
it's been
first,
that
our first guest was us.
long. Yeah.
And then
Toy
we
NCB.
then I figured I was a police officer. I said my best thing is the interview, because I used to interview people all the time.
Interview or interrogate.
Interrogate.
right.
But anyway, but we've been recognized, and I want to thank Deborah Vines for that, and thank you guys for making the show.
Absolutely.
is,
I'm
it's,
glad you mentioned that because that was part of my list, but I hadn't got to that yet.
Oh, golly, this
I have to get
this
on my
list.
nerve
Where did this
again.
list come from?
My notes. That's where the list came
All
from.
right. I hear you.
We got so much going on in the world, including the government shutdown. How do you guys feel about that? I know before the show I was talking to Miss Latanya Williams here, and she currently works for the government. So how is that affecting you?
I mean, right now we don't feel the effect
Yeah.
yet. There's a lot of rules and regulations that's going through, a lot of notifications that's, what we can and cannot do. Prior to what was the October 1st, yesterday, we were able to work credit, work overtime, and of course everything is come to a halt. We are essential employees, so we have to be there. So that makes it a little difficult because for some people, just the commute back and forth from wherever they are within the city is gonna take a toll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said that you are an essential.
I am one of the essential employees, so
Okay.
I do have to remain.
Yeah.
Physically in office.
Mhm.
Were you
not
in
know
the
if you're
post
getting
office
paid.
branch?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say she's not gonna say where she worked at.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, like how you
what I
doing?
was looking at, the post office is going to continue to go with a lot of the different other agencies. They just doing the military and the what's the other branch they doing? Military and I can't think of it, but I will. But yeah, they didn't close down everybody. That's why I
Talking
was
to you.
asking.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'm glad they didn't do Social Security and all that good stuff, because a lot of older people don't get a chance to redeem their money because they're not working at all. They will get their money back after the settlement,
Right.
and whatever overtime or whatever
Mhm.
they owe them or whatever the case might be. So it's interesting how it works.
All right. And the other thing, sadly, is we're dealing with ICE.
Jesus.
Shout out to our Mayor Katrina Broadview.
Yeah.
I feel so
I
bad for
feel
my
your
boo.
prayers.
I do.
Seriously.
It's stressful.
And
It
the
is.
police force and everyone that works
All
within
the
our
first
office.
responders,
Yeah, it is
all the
very,
folks.
very traumatic.
And it's dangerous.
Yes.
And
It's
I
dangerous.
posted a question today, a love movement question about, is ISIS doing a good job, the ISIS program, or are they going too far? And you responded.
I did.
Explain to us what you meant by that.
So I believe that everyone has the right to humanity.
Yes.
And so whether you're a convicted criminal or not, you don't deserve to be caged like an animal. Shame on us if we didn't secure our borders enough where they could get over here. But I'm a firm believer, whether you invited somebody in or you did not invite them in, don't mistreat them.
Mhm.
There's due process and we should be following it, and we are not.
And it was another young lady said that they're doing a good job because they're getting the immigrants out of here, and you responded to her. What you think?
I think that they're going a little bit overboard. I think it's a show.
Yes.
You know,
Mhm.
there are many other presidents that preceded him that were getting the immigrants out. However, they did not put it on stage. They were not breaking down doors. They were not putting kids in handcuffs and zip ties. They did not throw women on the floor. At least we didn't see it.
Exactly.
You know, they are putting on a show. They are going and targeting Black and brown communities,
part.
and that is the issue.
Yeah.
Because we didn't deserve this. We didn't ask for this.
And how are you able to ascertain who is legal or who isn't?
Exactly.
I don't
You're
want to cut you guys.
literally-
I do want to get back to your question. However, we do got a phone call
Okay.
coming in. We're going to
Phone
answer this
call.
call, and then I'm going to go back to
Okay.
your question.
Welcome to the Love Line. Who's speaking?
This is Andrea Evans. Hello,
Okay.
everybody.
Hey,
Hi.
Miss Evans,
Hi.
what's up? What's up? We was just on your topic, and you had
Yes.
you had an opinion, and we like to hear it.
Yeah, I was responding to, I saw Chris's comment or question earlier today, and as he just mentioned, someone talked about ICE doing their job. They should be putting immigrants out. And this person also said something about the fact that immigrants are taking all of our housing, and
Pashana.
all of the money, all of those sorts of things. And so my comment was, first of all, as an African American person, I feel no need to punch down on anybody.
Right.
I think that there are ample individuals who are wealthier than us, who have more power than us. Those are the individuals that we ought to be concerned about. Those are the individuals who can actually do us harm. They can take away our speech. They can stop us from protesting. They can lock people up without due process. They can send us off the street. So it's not the immigrant who's powerless, for the most part, without money, without places to live, that we should be most worried about. There's a group of powerful individuals who aim to really do us harm. The other thing I would say about the ICE, I'm calling it an invasion at this moment, we have to be cognizant of the two purposes of these kinds of raids or this kind of activity. The one is, let's just say immigration, control. But the other one is to just basically scare the bejesus out of all Americans.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me.
Because they
go-
don't want uprisings. And so when you scare the entire American population, you squash dissent. And that's part of the goal here. And we need to be really cognizant and aware of that.
Well, I you know what, and I respect that. But also, I had one of my callers. He said that these guys that are working the ISIS program now were the insurgents at the Capitol, and Trump turned around and gave them $100,000 jobs and pardoned them from the whole program. So the control is there, and I can see and understand exactly what you're saying.
I totally agree. It's been said that they were just these bounty hunters.
I was
right?
going to say,
So
they acting like the
that's
club
what they do.
promoters.
So they were bounty hunters. Bounty hunters get paid by who they capture, right? And so for them, they feel like, let me go capture everybody. It's no different than let's just throw everything on the wall and see what sticks.
Right.
Absolutely.
And that's what's going on now. I agree with LaTanya. This is all a show. And it's going to be at the expense of us all because it's extremely expensive. This is an extremely expensive temper tantrum that's
Right.
going on, and we're all going to feel it.
Okay.
Well,
Hey.
thank you, Miss Evans. We do appreciate you giving us a call. However, we do got to go to the next caller.
Yes, good to talk to you all.
God bless
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
You have a good one.
Thank you.
Okay, we on a time schedule today, y'all. So, Toy, you were asking a question
No, I
prior
was
to the
just
caller
saying
coming in.
they're how are they identifying who's appropriate to target
And
or
they're
not?
not.
It's just like, what is it?
They're racial profiling.
They're
Mhm.
profiling. And ultimately, that's the part that's inhumane to me because you don't know. So you're just taking these people through the process. And ultimately, we don't know what happens after that.
Yeah.
We really don't know what happens after that.
And people are getting
So,
lost. I
absolutely,
mean,
that's my
they're
point.
getting lost in the system.
Yes.
I did hear or read somewhere where the alligator Alcatraz, the people or that was there,
Mhm.
they really don't know where they are.
Mhm.
So what about those families
Yeah.
and, you know, those loved ones? And that's really, really hard to, I mean, even if you feel that, okay, you know, there was a bunch of Hispanics that came into the, you know, into our cities and taking up our homes, you have to have some type of compassion.
Yeah.
And that is
And
where I think
humanize it.
you're right.
Mhm.
That is someone's loved one.
There's no compassion in politics. And that's one of the problems that we have. That's why they're fighting now. That's why the government is shut down or whatever the case might be. It's no compassion. I'm a hold mine back just because you doing what you doing. It's no compassion. But at the end of the day, it's very important that we understand that most of this stuff that is going on affects us in one way or another. I don't care if it's right or wrong or whatever the case might be, but we're going to be affected by one way. Those ICE programs are getting paid, but those people that work on the other side, they're not getting paid.
And it's a big distraction from
very, very
what's
big.
important, which are
Yes.
those Epstein files.
Exactly.
And the fact that the campaign was ran on stimulating our economy and getting us back where
Lowering
you and
the cost of
I,
eggs.
None of
all
which
of
has
us going back to the grocery store and not feeling the pinch that we currently, you know, feel with our income not increasing, but the expenses of everyday living is increasing. So that's really what this is about. It's a total distraction based on the promises that were made during the campaign that can't be fulfilled. And this is more of a way to kind of just distract us all from what really is happening.
He playing bully ball.
Absolutely.
And they distracting us from them light bills. That's another thing.
Hello?
Chris ain't checked his yet. He don't even know his building went up.
No, man, it's stayed the same.
You think it's
Well,
the
you
same.
lucky.
You think it's the
I been
same.
program. You gotta get the program.
That's
when
all
you
right.
get my age.
That's all right, Miss
Okay.
Wade. She
Definitely.
she
I
gonna
got
tell you.
fixed income.
Oh Lord, you done got to that point.
Yeah, so
You that old now where you can say I'm on a fixed income.
everybody's on the fixed income.
Technically,
Technically,
you're right.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
if you're
My
not
pay
working,
ain't going
if
up
you're
that
not
much.
working,
It's fixed.
it's fixed,
Definitely
partner.
fixed.
But I hear that a lot of African American people, they always say I'm on a fixed
I
income.
am.
Everybody that I know that's retired, they say that.
We are
Every
And I get it.
When I
get
worked
it.
at the police station, every week my check was the
It's
same.
the same. So technically it's fixed.
If I didn't work overtime, it
I
was the
ain't got-
same check.
I ain't got no
Absolutely.
surprises
You
every
got that
2
right.
weeks. It's gonna be the same that it was the last 2 weeks.
And
So
it's sad
is
because I
fixed.
saw somebody post the other day. They were excited about getting this job and they said 1 down, 2 more to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, that's just the world that we live in. We
It
now got to have
is.
2 and 3 jobs just to
Yeah,
make
it
ends
is.
meet. So that's sad. I congratulated her for getting the 1 job, but yeah, shoot, it's hard to just find 1 job, let alone
Yeah.
2 or
Yeah.
3 of them. So
Yeah.
big ups to those that do have a job. Be grateful for sure. We everybody's going through a lot.
Yep.
Coming down to the show, we got Shawn Wade in the building. She is the owner, operator of Total Capacity Training and Development Center. Alongside of her is her sister friend, Latanya Williams Jenkins, who is going to be a part of her Sew With Me Academy.
is.
Who
Is.
is a
Mhm.
part of she is the director of Sew With Me Academy.
Correct.
So with that being said, please tell us who you are and how you got started with Total Capacity Training Center.
Well, first and foremost, you all, thank you for having me. I know
I've been
CB,
I've
you've been trying,
I've
and I
been
kept
on you
telling you,
for
I
let
thought
me
she
get
had
it
been here
together.
before.
Let me get it together. This
Perfect
has
timing
been-
too.
Yeah, it really is. This has been in the making. I've been working with youth for well over 25 years. I worked on the darker side of it though, so more of the at-risk youth.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not something you want to talk about. I've been in extremely dangerous positions. I've dealt with human trafficking, right in my own hometown. And that's hard to see when you know the family.
Mhm.
And my daughter, as she grew up, she had a concern, right?
She had a concern with your
About-
career, or
with me dealing with at risk.
I did the same too. I work with at-risk kids as well,
and it's because it can be dangerous.
Yeah.
When you start talking about human trafficking, you're not just dealing with that young lady, you're also dealing with her offender. And so their ultimate goal is
To keep her under control.
keep her where they want her.
Mhm.
So I had one of my most dangerous situations right in Maywood, Illinois.
Mm.
But nevertheless, when I had a young lady and I knew her whole family, that was my turning point. Because I got to a point where I felt like if I can't save her, I'm letting down the entire family.
Mm.
So I pivoted. And I just started talking about, I want to do something positive. And if you want to join me, you got to come up to where I am. I can't reach down there for you no more, right? Because I've been reaching and reaching and reaching, and you keep pulling back. So that is what birthed Total Capacity Training and Development Center. And I was just having a conversation with somebody, and at first they were like, why would you want to reinvent the wheel? Just go help somebody. And I said, everybody's wheel don't turn the same, and everybody's story ain't the same.
Correct.
And I coached these girls from self-disclosure because I was that teenager. Right, CB? I did everything I thought I was big and bad enough to do. So I can relate to a lot of things that they are doing, but I also can show them that life comes in stages, right? So when you hit 13, you want to be 16, right?
Yep.
When you hit 16, you want to be 18.
If they only knew.
If you only knew, right?
Please
And
take me
so,
back.
yeah,
Please.
right? And so just from my own life experiences, my own self-discoveries, I decided to start the program, and coupled with they've removed so much from the schools.
Yeah.
So basically our program is a home economics program.
Yes.
Because I remember going to school and going to Miss Jackson's class and taking foods and the I forget what it was called, where they had the mock wedding and you had to bring the
DECA?
kid
we
home.
did that.
Was it
Yeah,
DECA?
DECA. That
or
one was
something.
DECA.
Yeah,
You
so
had to take the baby home.
you had to take the baby home.
I
and-
never got that one.
Yeah,
I
they had
always
the mock
wanted that
wedding.
one
baby.
until I heard that baby cry for real,
My,
for real.
my
Yeah.
son had an egg as opposed to
egg.
a
I think
baby,
it was
and
an
I
egg.
like,
They changed to the egg.
this is not the same. Okay.
And so it just became a passion and a goal of mine. And probably for the last, I'm going to say 16 years, I have prayed for this day.
What made you come up with that name, Total Capacity?
Well, total capacity encompasses everything. And so we service the entire person. It's not just academics. It's not just you having a bad day. It's not just cooking. When they leave the program, we want them to be a whole person. We want them to be ready. We want them to have life skills. We've got everything in under that roof that they will need. We even have a Zendian. So if they having a bad day, I'm not calling your mother. Go in there and chill.
Right.
Get your mind right.
You come from a heck of a family too.
I
Your
do.
daddy was a Black Panther.
Yeah.
Your mama was a sweetheart, Shirley
Yeah.
and Paul Wade. And it's very, very important that I look in your eyes and say, from the business standpoint, when your daddy had his business and stuff, how did that affect you? What did you see?
So I watched my mother for years. She maintained her career as well as ran that business. And that's something to really admire because it's not easy. So she was a mother, and she was a mother. I was a teenager, right? She was a mother. Matter of fact, I was younger than a teenager. So I watched my mother do both, and she never, ever complained. So prior to starting this, I had a catering business for a long time, and I ran the catering business alongside my career job.
Carbs.
And I got that from my mother. And I watched, my mother and father were prominent in the community.
Still is.
Yes, they did. And shout out to everybody that gives my father all the respect still to this day. I go somewhere that you always do it. Yes, I am.
Now I'm still a little young. Paul Waite. Now, was he the owner of the liquor store that was located on Madison? Okay, so I
Yes.
do know your dad. Then.
Yes.
I did have the privilege of
But
meeting
you know,
him.
I'm gonna say this, but the wage. Do y'all have a meeting? I done had everybody on this show.
Yeah.
Aaron to Denard and Ivana just taking the schools
Oh
over
yeah,
with
you're
the
right.
with the
Yeah.
and do y'all sit down and meet once a month or something
You
and
know,
say what we gonna do? Because I got them on the show November the 6th,
okay.
DLD. So they
Yeah.
coming back and they having their pre-holiday.
So entrepreneurship runs deep in our veins.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, if I had to just name drop Denora Realty, that was my grandmother's youngest sister and her husband. So
Okay.
all of that on 17th. Hathaway Insurance, all the way turn the corner. The Lacey's. So my aunt Maddie, I almost called her by a nickname, but she had the ice cream parlor. So entrepreneurship is
I was going to say
deep.
that had to be inspirational to
Oh, yeah.
all of the kids in the family if that
Yeah.
was the case. Because a lot of us, I could say us per se, but there are a lot of people that don't know a lot of business owners.
Mhm.
And now it is becoming a norm, which is a good thing for
It
the
is.
African American community. We now can say we know the
Mhm.
owner to that store, we know the owner to
Mhm.
that boutique, or whatever the case may be. But
Mhm.
that's awesome. That
Yeah. So we've had lots and lots of entrepreneurs in our family. Yeah. And I'm fortunate because I had it on both sides.
Ooh-wee.
So
That's
yeah,
good stuff right there. So, but listen, you got a big event coming up.
I do.
So tell us what you do for the people that's in your camp. Tell us
Okay.
all of the different activities and stuff that you
Okay.
guys have.
So we service girls ages 10 to 17. And on every Saturday, they have sewing and cooking. Um, we've been going through a renovation since 2023. And we were just explaining that even in the very beginning, we were having sewing was the first thing that we launched. And I'm gonna let Miss Latanya talk a little bit about that. But sewing was the first thing we launched, and I had signs up that said "Pardon our dust," and I was standing on plywood saying "Don't stand over here." But it's because I was just that determined that this was going to happen. And if it meant that I had to stand there in a white suit to keep dust and dirt, I did it. I did it all. There's plenty videos with me with 2 French braids in my hair, standing on rocks and in trenches, but it was my baby. And so the build out was important to me because I knew what I wanted to do and I knew how I wanted it to be. So we do sewing, cooking on Saturdays. So we're there from 10 in the morning. So cooking is from 10 to noon. And then beginning sewing is from noon to 2. And then intermediate is from 2 to 4.
What's intermediate?
So they go through, there's phases. So the beginning is I'm going to let her explain that.
Okay.
How about that?
Yeah,
Let's
right.
let Miss Latanya
Okay.
explain.
So yes, we do the basic sewing with understanding the fundamentals of the machine. We go from sewing on paper to sewing on muslin. We talk about the needles and then the anatomy of the sewing machine altogether. Once they understand or do the first 2 classes, then they're making a tote bag. So after each class or after each 4 weeks, so each session is 4 weeks, they can walk away with something tangible. And that is when I can see the smiles on their face and the proud, how proud they are to finish. The intermediate goes more into understanding patterns, working with fabric. I think we did a pair of shorts the second time, and she wasn't able to wear them. However, the next time, the next time she'll be able to, to complete it. The next phase that I'm going in, as far as with the new sessions, starting on the October 4th, we are going from concept to creation. And I am so excited about that project because at the end of the series of classes, they will walk away with garments that they will be able to wear. They'll be able to bring their friends and family. Probably April April timeframe, and we'll do a fashion show for them
Aw.
with garments that they actually wore. So I am super, super excited. My background is fashion design. I've gone to school for fashion design. Right here in Chicago, IEDT. I also, of course, part of the family, but business, a sewing business where
Why you
I
have to look at her like that? I'm also
that little,
I'm
jeans
also
or whatever.
about it.
Sewing. I used to have a sewing line for a number of years, a white blouse sewing line or whatever. That I just, again, over time, family,
Yeah.
kids got in the way,
of
and then of
course.
course everything kind of phased out. But this is almost like a renewal awakening for myself, and when Sean brought it to my attention that she said, do you think I think her question for me was, do you think you can teach me how to sew, because I want to teach?
Mhm.
Like that's a loaded question. Like, let me just take that off your plate and I'll handle it,
Right.
So and then since then we've been, and that was over a year ago, that I've been right there by her side through it all, through every question, through every construction, through every I think a flood in the building while we were about to have a class the next day. I mean, it has been a roller coaster of events, but I am so happy and so proud to be with her in this moment.
That's
That's
awesome.
great.
Yeah,
That's
you
awesome.
guys have good energy together, good chemistry too.
Mhm.
I know prior to the show, we talked about possibly having adult classes. I told you Toya and I would be interested. So that's at
Definitely
least 2 out of 10.
interested.
So it's crazy because when we initially launched the sewing classes for kids, I think we did a pop-up for kids, and we had a bunch of kids that came. We got so many inquiries about teaching adults.
Yes.
And Sean was like, wait, hold on.
These for the kids.
This is for the kids,
Get the
So
kids out of the way
right.
first.
periodically we do sip and sews. So
Yeah.
we've done quite a few sip and sews there where I think one time we made tote bags. Another person came, a group of women came for a birthday. So they had balloons and charcuterie boards and wine and so on and so forth. And they did clutch bags.
Okay.
So cute.
The
That is so
last sip and sew that we did Chinese knot bags.
Cool.
So and then they had their embroidered name that they
Okay.
can put on it, so it made it personalized. But I think I was telling you earlier that if it was my family, we would be like, forget the sewing, let's get the wine.
Yeah.
But
get
these
the fun
ladies
stuff.
are so engaged in learning how to sew. Now,
Yeah.
some people know that is not for them.
Right.
However, at the end of each class, they walked away with something. Again, the
Yeah.
ability to have something tangible that they can say, I made. It's, that's my high.
Yeah.
Now the sewing game has changed over the years, and there's some easier ways to get to the shoulder and to the arm and how you make it. How has it changed as far as your look at it?
My aunt is a designer. So I grew up with design in my family. My mother taught me how to sew when I was 10 years old. From there, I had a strong understanding of what fashion was and what custom work meant. For me, it hasn't changed. It's exactly the same way when we were picking up pins in my
Off the
aunt's
floor.
when she used to sew for us, she used to stick pins on the floor. We would just
That was our
find me
job.
some pins,
Find those pins. That was our
So
job.
it hasn't changed. Now, I think that because of not understanding a lot of the intricate details of how to sew, we are kind of cutting corners. But the concept of how to do it remains the same. Now, is either doing it. Let me not say that, because I think I respect everybody's art and everybody's talent, but the ability to lay out fabric, true fabric, and make sure you're on the grain line and all of the details of how to do it properly is we're cutting corners. Yeah, we're
But you
cutting
see
corners.
it. You see it in the
And you
quality of
see it in the
clothes.
quality of clothes.
Now, do they still have the packages where you could buy the patterns?
We got a lot of them. You want some?
I just want to. Do they still sell them?
Been
They
donated.
sell them, but understand fabric stores don't exist anymore.
Right.
We don't have the Joannes. We don't have the Hancocks. And that's where I grew up, sitting in a Joann's and flipping through a book of patterns, like, oh, I want to wear this. And we were just talking about that garden control, and I made one in high school.
Everybody,
Oh my
everybody
God.
has made one.
Look at Chris, like, what is
You know
that?
what that is?
No.
From you remember
From
on the
Cosby,
Cosby
when he
Show?
made that.
Oh, the shirt.
Oh,
Yeah.
that shirt. Oh,
That's
Jesus.
what-
Yeah, that's what you
I'm
get
sorry.
when you cutting corners. So
Yeah.
that's why you can't cut
He
corners.
cut the corner.
Yeah.
He cut a whole lot of corners. On
So
that
we
one
didn't
shirt.
know what we were doing. I'm gonna put it
Right.
like that. She had the right thought and concept.
Yeah.
You know, she had the machine and the fabric, but it
Right.
just didn't work out too
Right.
right. You know.
Yeah, that's tough. That's
Yeah.
tough.
Shout out to my auntie because she tried to teach me how to sew when I was younger. I didn't have the interest in it then. Now that I've gotten older and I look at fashion, there are some things that I may want to tweak to make it my own.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now I'm interested. So she probably watching this show like, girl, I tried to
been
get you to do
Yeah.
this 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Now you want to learn. So
Well,
And
I've always been impressed with sewing because my aunt, she made my
don't say your
prom
proms. I knew you was
suit.
gonna say proms.
It did,
Yes.
but she did. She made it. It was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm impressed.
The same
That's
aunt
what's
that
up.
she was talking about, she made my prom dress.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
guarantee you, I had to pick up all the stick pins for her to
Right.
use.
That was your
Everything. Mhm.
Yeah.
My prom dress, homecoming, suits, everything. She made it all. Shout out to Aunt Louise.
That's
Y'all
right.
y'all should need to make us a suit or something.
Yes.
I can teach you.
But since you said that, how do the young people get in the program? How does the registration go?
They can just go to the website, tctdc.org, and scroll down to academies. Now, I will say that beginning October 4th, there is a fee attached to cooking and sewing.
Mhm.
And it's simply because food is extremely
Supplies.
expensive. Supplies,
Yeah.
period. So I'm ramping up now more of the adult events because each adult event we have supports the children.
Yes.
So you'll start to see more of, the Thai classes that we were talking about, the sip and sews. We're going to be doing pop-ups where the kids will bake cookies or whatever it is that
Yeah.
they'll do.
Mhm.
And you all come out and support them because that's how they keep going. And I'll tell you this, I've got one student in particular in the kitchen, and she was very confident. When it came time, we started talking about the grand opening. She came to me and she said, "Can I just make some cookies for you to serve at the grand
Aw.
opening?" And that really touched my heart.
Right.
Because that tells me she's invested. She's comfortable. She's comfortable enough with me to come to me and ask. And everything we do with purpose.
Mm.
And so even though we might be baking cookies or cutting pasta or whatever,
I was gonna say, let it be known, y'all ain't just over there making grilled cheese sandwiches. I saw
No.
cabbage
Down.
and sweet
Y'all get
potatoes
down.
on the counter. So y'all over there cooking.
cook,
Y'all ain't
cook.
playing.
Yeah, we've done a lot of different fairs of food.
Yeah.
The one time we did they did the fried rice and egg rolls completely from scratch. They had to cut the vegetables. So we cook.
I'm
We
gonna put my
cook, but-
23-year-old in there. She told me yesterday she tried to make steak, forgot to turn the stove off. I said, come on now. She said she ain't noticed it till she turned the lights off and she saw the blue flames. About to kill yourself
Jesus.
over a steak and potato.
What happened to that girl?
I'm a chef by trade as well. So it's important to me for them to learn everything.
Fundamentals, yeah.
More important than anything is food, sanitation, and safety.
Yes.
And that is one of the things that I don't play about in my kitchen at all. And so that they'll know, you got to keep a clean house. You got to keep a clean kitchen. You can't, you'll mess around and throw some garbage in your dish, right?
Yes.
Cross-contaminate. So, yeah.
So definitely.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead. No, you go ahead.
What's your mission statement? Tell us. That's
I have so
very
many.
important
Yeah.
when you're doing an organization, and your mission statement is what you stick to. That's what motivates you to do what you're doing.
So I have 3 or 4.
Let's go.
So let's see what I'll share with you tonight. my biggest thing, as I mentioned earlier, is to speak to the totality of the young ladies. So we instill confidence in them. We instill excellence. We do everything in excellence. When I tell you, we bang that in their heads. Not that you won't make a mistake,
Right.
because you will.
Can
I'm not asking you to be perfect. But my late grandfather always used to say to me, your life gives you lessons. Those lessons create your book. Don't drop your book or you'll lose your lessons. And so that has stuck with me all of my life. And so I carry that on to the young ladies as well, is that I don't expect for you to be perfect. Nobody expects for you to be perfect, but I want you to be confident. And I want you to always operate in who you are. Don't be who society wants you to be. Be your own person, because there's a place here for everybody. So for us, I would say confidence is I used to use the acronym meal prep, but it got too confusing because people thought we were really meal
Talking about
prepping.
food, right.
And so I kind of stopped using that. But it's just preparedness, motivation. Motivate yourself, right? Look in the mirror. I have mirrors all over in that place. Just because you know how we are, ladies. We walk past that mirror and we double back and we like, wait a minute, girl, that don't look right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And then the fellas, y'all do it too.
Sure, without
before
a
you
doubt.
go out.
Without
But
a
it's
doubt.
the same thing with your life. Double back. Make sure you're good. Make sure you're decent and in order. So we talk about it in the sewing and stuff. We're gonna talk about and have talked about your image, right?
Yes.
So if you open up here, you need to be closed up at the bottom. You don't just need to be all over
out
the
there.
place,
Mhm.
right? So
She
Says the
dropping
person with
gems,
their
y'all.
thighs out. But you
She's
see, I got my
dropping
t-shirt on.
gems.
She said up or down.
Yeah,
Right.
Yes.
exactly
But that's
right.
how I am. It's either one of the two.
One
Like
of-
you
that's
say, you're not
exactly right,
fully exposed all the time.
Yeah, I ran into a young lady at Target, and I just couldn't understand how a manager would even let her be in there working the way she looked. And I'm telling y'all, sometimes my spirit just don't shut up. And so I did. I went over to her and I told her, I said, are these the only pants that you have
I'm
for
dead.
work? I mean, and I don't want to be too graphic, but your undergarments your pants shouldn't be so tight that your undergarments are showing.
Yeah.
That part.
Okay.
Well, you joking.
Well, not at 16.
Exactly. It's a choice.
But yeah, so I'm a servant at heart, right? I love serving people.
Right.
And the kids just happen to be my focus. And I love everything about them. They don't come in there always right. They come from all walks of life, right? You never know, but you cannot be judgmental, and you have to meet these kids where they are. You want to do a TikTok? Let's go.
That part.
Now it might look crazy, but let's go.
Let's go.
Now,
Because
definitely-
that's their world.
Right.
Not to cut you off, I do want you to tell the viewers again how they can reach you, how they can get a hold of Miss Shawn Wade at Total Capacity.
You can go to www.tctdc.org. That is to register. I am reachable. It's reach me on Facebook. I respond. It's nobody managing my account. I get inboxes all the time. I do respond to them.
Okay.
If you have a daughter, a niece, a cousin, anybody that you think would benefit from this program, I'm telling y'all, we're doing some amazing things
Yes.
over there. Get in there right now while you can get in. At one point, we had a wait list for sewing. Summer came, the kids kind of die out. But as the momentum is building back up, there will be a wait list because sewing can only handle 10 at a time. The kitchen can only handle 6, maybe 7 for
Okay.
safety. So get them in there.
Hey, listen, I'm telling you, I'm so proud of you. You've come a long way.
Yes.
And you're doing some positive stuff. Thank you. And we got the October 4th in Hillside.
That's right.
You're
Grand
gonna
opening.
have your baby right there.
I am.
Cut that ribbon
From
and
noon to
everything.
2.
Thank you, Earl. We appreciate you on the testing. Everybody, thank you.
Close
Thank
us
you.
out.
Thank you for
Yeah,
having
let's-
me.
Say
let's
your
do it.
closing
Hey,
line.
well, you know how I do. Treat people the way you want to be treated and never give up. That's
There it
all.
is.
Pretty girl all day.
Whoop, whoop.
She just wanna have fun too. She know how to roll one. If I need her to come through, turn up, we best friends. All till we fall if she want to. Female version of myself couldn't be with nobody else.